For everyone that was used to the last episode and thought that it would be disappointing for the simple fact that Anakin wasn't gonna be in it. But that was completely far from the truth. They managed to arrive to the planet that Thrawn was located, got the first glimpse of his appearance, and not only him but another character that we were missing from Rebels. So let's talk about this amazing episode that just arrived. So please don't forget to leave a like, it helps us a lot, and of course subscribe if you like the channel, and let's go with this review. Of course, the episode begins with Ahsoka and Huyang inside the Purgo's mouth, and of course they didn't arrive in the planet by the end of this episode because, you know, first of all, Morgan's ship left way before they did, and we don't know how fast are those animals, but at least as fast as an intergalactic ship. And of course, as they are talking to each other, the discussion revolves around a lot about Sabine and how she was joining Baylan in the journey to find Thrawn and Ezra, but at least in my opinion, I thought she was smart in some part of it where she was doomed by, or she was killed by him, or she was just taken as a hostage, and I think she didn't have any choice. She couldn't even resist to him. And of course, a funny reference when Huyang is telling a story to Ahsoka. In the beginning, yes, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And of course, it makes a reference not only to the intro that appears in every Star Wars movie, but it's almost a joke, meaning that they're leaving the galaxy. And the story probably is referring to something that happened in their galaxy. And they arrive to the planet called Peridea, which has been mainly a graveyard for Purgos, as they say, and as this is the final destination that usually they do with their migrating routes. But of course, this is not the only aspect of this planet. Morgan and Baylan explain also that the witch kingdom of Dathomiri was, which you know was the place where all of those Dathomir witches once lived. And something that I didn't know at the beginning of the season is that Thrawn wasn't alone by the time he arrived in the planet, because there were other witches there, and we are revealed now as they helped him through all of this process. And of course, the high point of this episode was when the mysterious and creepy and scary appearance of the Grand Admiral Thrawn appears in the flesh, literally. As I mentioned in previous videos, I am a huge fan of this character in particular because before many of those movies came out, and I have a small collection of books of the expanded universe of Star Wars, and Timothy Zahn, the author, were one of the first, I think the first author that brought the stories from him and demonstrated how menacing and powerful he was. Not of his physical power, but his intelligence and how cold and determined he was. It was amazing to see how the time that he spent in that planet made a difference also to the stormtroopers that were with him, as they not only adapted to the planet, but also to the influences that the witches have because of how their uniforms became also unique to each other, and they almost became warriors as well as, you know, faithful stormtroopers that were for the Empire. And by the time that they make up action figures of the stormtrooper leader from Thrawn, I am buying it because his visual is just iconic with the golden mask, and it looks amazing. And we see how manipulative and intelligent is Thrawn. He kind of helps Sabine, so you know, to find Ezra. And I don't remember a lot from the story because what we know, both of them arrived together in this planet and something happened to him to flee, and then Thrawn and his army just stayed stranded. And by the time Sabine left, he reveals to the witch that, you know, by the time he arrives with Ezra, I will have Baylan and Shin to, you know, massacre both of them. And of course, this duality that the Force is having with these witches, I think will reach a breaking point because Shin already does not like her. By the way, is that the witches use their dark magic, which yes, can be related to the Force in some ways, but their behavior is pretty odd and she does not like that. And I think in some ways she's influencing Baylan to think like that, because he has one mission which is basically imposing one type of like government or something like that that makes everything stable, because as he says, the cycle between Empire and Republic happens all the time, and he doesn't like that, and he believes that some things must stay the same. And in this aspect, we can see that the witches and Thrawn, of course, are, you know, using him because he's just a mercenary, and technically they are in charge. So I think this conflict between them will arise in some point, and there will be a clash between them, which doesn't mean that they are joining Ezra and Sabine's side. And before arriving in the end of the video, there's a very nice aspect that we can see the duality between the Empire and, you can say, like the good guys. We see throughout Star Wars so many different creatures, species that usually you saw that in Clone Wars a lot, where there are species or animals in danger, and the Jedis or the Republic were there to help. Or they used their abilities to the greater good, but the Empire was always trying to exploit their powers or their resources. And we can already see clear in the series when we have the Empire using the technology to improve their ship to make paths throughout the new galaxy because of problems of resources. Ahsoka, in a very clever way, uses the Force to talk with the Purgles to jump to hyperspace, and this shows a lot of the difference between both sides, because one of them likes to cooperate with all living things and the other side just wants to explore them or destroy them and have their own power. And of course, in the end, where Sabine with that huge dog is just trying to find Ezra, and they found him with some kind of strange creatures that looked like a snail with clothes. It was kind of funny because they were also cute, but they were also a little bit terrifying. But not only before she faced what you can say the equivalent of the Sand people in this planet, they have more aspirations of samurais. They were much more skilled with blasters and swords, and just showed how well trained she is. And of course, as a Mandalorian and as a Jedi as well. And as she meets Ezra, there's not so much time for them to speak, but we can see at the end how she's kind of preoccupied that she might not be able to leave the planet, because he thinks that she arrived there and she knows how to leave, because she does not, because she knows that probably when they arrive something's gonna happen. But at the end, she just wanted to meet Ezra, and of course I am curious to see how the Purgles will arrive on the planet, and if they're gonna be killed by the Empire, and of course if Ezra still knows how to wield lightsaber and fight like a Jedi, because I doubt that he's training with those creepy ass aliens. And of course, let's just wait for the wishes of fans to have a couple of Ezra and Sabine. I hope that happens, because they have a very, very strong bond, even though it was kind of established that in the beginning of the season that they have like a sibling bond. And you can see that they don't see each other for a long time, even his beard grown, like showing how much he matured and changed, and maybe change his mind also for them to stick together, because it's something that fans will like this a lot and that have fantastic chemistry. Just both of those actors already have good chemistry, and we saw them for like 5 minutes together. So, let's just wait to find out in the next episode. Did you guys like the episode? What do you guys think? Please leave it in the comments. I'll read everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys on the next video and of course on the next review. So goodbye and peace.